uses the same die to create this doily, and it's when I had the idea and didn't know how well it would actually work, but actually they fit over so perfectly that it's really difficult to see where the two have been joined. So we're going to use this part of the die to create our doily. We are going to use, bear with me. So I have used, I think I used this one on this card, and I've made, no, this is the one I've used on this card. Not that it really makes any difference to you. I've used this one on the card. This one I've got made up ready. So let's just have a look. Let's remind ourselves of how these things work. So this is from the same collection, the Amy Design Colourful Feathers. And this is the one of the 3D push-outs. You'll find with a lot of the Amy Design and Janine's art, they come with these little sets of push-out things, and they are really rather nice. They're small, and you think, oh, I can only make small cards, but actually you can, it depends what you put it with, and there's plenty more in the collection that you can team it up with. So we are just going to remind ourselves how to do these. They are numbered, and there are 3 on every sheet. So the numbers are in different colours. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. They all go together because they're the same colour. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. They are all the same colour. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And those numbers are all the same colour. So it's really, really not straightforward. Yes, I think straightforward may be the right excuse me. Oh, word. It kind of, it helps you. It sort of takes out as much of the sort of guesswork as possible. And if you do take them out and forget which is which, what you're looking for is going from the largest bits to the smallest bits. So I've turned it over and I have run my ball tool. I can't find my large. Oh, there's my largest one. Hiding. Run my largest ball tool over the back around where the die cut part is, and most of the time it all comes out. Not all the time. That one has. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move my card out of the way. I'm going to put my layers next to here so I don't lose them. And occasionally like this you get a little pip. You can either just pull like I have there or get a little pair of scissors. So I know that that is my next layer. And then we'll do this one. And let's see, let's give that a bit more. Sometimes it just needs a little bit more rubbing. Although do be careful with the smaller bits that you don't rip them. So we know that that's our next layer. And then here, that's out, is it? Pretty much. And that is our top layer. Oh, yeah, I can see the little bit there I have to be careful with. So that's our top layer. Okay, so that's our third one from our so if I show you that one, we've got, oh, hello, this one. We've got this one, which I've got, oh, excuse me, reaching up the view. This one, which I've got ready made for this card that we're about to do. And then this one is the third one. So those are 3 absolutely gorgeous peacock themed little decoupage bits from that set. So let's grab a little bit of card. So that's our base layer. I'm going to grab our 3D glue gel. I'm just going to use my fingers to slightly shape it. I'm going to put some glue gel on the back. as well. Okay, so you do want to try, it's not always easy to be above, so you can see where you're placing your pieces. Not always easy, but... and then which way up does that go? That way? Maybe. No, it does go that way. So I'm just a little bit of there. There we go. That's how it goes. I'm just going to grab my, because I've just managed to flatten that a little bit. There's that. Okay. Then we've got this layer. And you can see, as I was saying, you know, things get smaller. So this bit, excuse me, I've got glue on me now. This bit is smaller than this bit because it doesn't have the flower. So that bit goes on the top there. And then these flowers will go on top here. They don't have the foliage, so they're slightly smaller than the previous little bit. There. Like so. And then our last little pieces here is just the body of the peacock. There. If we can get that to go down. You can use foam pads. It certainly gives you a more instant stick, but I do kind of like the ability to wiggle them around. And where's this one going to go? Oh, that was going to go there then. Okay, so there you go. There's that's the third of the 3D push outs from, sorry, probably gone way off camera there, just chasing it off. So that's the third of these beautiful peacock 3D push outs. So we've got these are the three that come from that particular set. Dislodge that. Okay, that one I'm going to put over there because this one's already dry, ready for our card. So we are going to do a little bit of inking now for our background. Shall I do that first? No, let's do the cutting first before I get myself all messy. So I have my background card, and look, this way up. So I have my layer there, and we're going to make our next inky layer. So let's just stick that one on, and I know it's done. I already, as you can see in here, I have my little circle cut, my little oval cut for my topper. And I already have one of the peacock feathers cut that will form part of the doily, but I need to cut the other one. So let's cut that first. And we'll run it through probably a couple of times just to make sure it's all cut properly. My fingers are starting to get inky and dirty. And we'll just put that to one side. I've got different bits of card. They've got some watercolour card by the feel of it. So we may have a go with this on watercolour card rather than Stampin' card, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, sorry, I got totally like, what am I doing? We're cutting the die out. Right, okie dokie. So let's run this through our machine. Oh dear, I really need to grow the arms. I'll grow longer arms. Right, I'm going to put it that way. We're going to put it there. I'm going to put the magnetic on this time. There we go. Through our machine. So we need some inks for this. Now, ooh, I have got slightly, I think. If you bear with me, I think I've got slightly. No, I haven't. I've got the same ink. Oh, now that cut first time this time. Probably because it's not quite such a heavyweight cardstock. So let's get this out of here. And we don't want that. Right. Enough the dye. I feel like I'm doing that thing of working in an ever decreasing space. There we go. All the rubbish. Just pick the dye out. Okay, I'm just going to try and get as much of that out because we do need it for the last demo as well. Really important. I know I've said this before if you've watched me before. If you don't get these little bits out, you think, oh, well, they're only tiny. The problem is that by leaving them in, when you run this through the next time, the pressure in that area will be different, and so you won't get such a good cut. And that's when you start thinking, oh, this dye doesn't cut very well. So try and get in the habit, she says, of cleaning your dyes out. Right, so this is going to help me for my doily. And if you look, if I just slowly, you see how beautifully, perfectly they fit on top of each other to create that absolutely wonderful circle doily. Okay, we can't stick that down yet because we need to do our inky stuff. So I actually have got myself an inky mat so that I'm not causing myself too much grief. So we are going to use Wild Honey Blueprint Sketch, Distress Oxide, of course, Distress Oxide, I can read that, Peacock Feathers and Lucky Clover. And I've kind of gone with taking the colours from the peacock. So you can see I've got my blueprint sketch from here. I've gone with the Wild Honey for the sort of yellowy bits on the feathers. We've got the Lucky Clover for the green. And well, Peacock Feathers is Peacock Feathers, so you have to use it, really, don't you? Okay, so let's grab some brushes and we'll have a go. Looks like I've been messing around with my peacock feathers there. So what do I want? I want one for my Wild Honey. Bear with me. Let me bring it in. I have all my brushes in a big turny table thing, and it just takes me to decide what I want. That one for Blueprint Sketch. I don't have one for every colour. If you're looking at this thinking, oh my god, I don't. I kind of have sort of them for kind of groups of colours, so I can kind of roughly see what will go, so I don't contaminate my pads too much, although it looks like I have been on that, but not to worry. So we are going to start with the Wild Honey. Now this will look a bit odd, and it kind of feels like it's not gonna all come together, but it does. So I'm just putting the yellow on. It isn't a sort of a main colour, so you're probably wondering why there's so much. Well, it will disappear. It will just kind of fade away into the rest of the colours as you start to add them. Okay, so I'm just going to start to add a little bit in and around, going over the yellow, starting to sort of incorporate the yellow into the other colours. So you can see that the yellow starts to kind of, it's there, but it's not like in your face like it looked like it would be when I first started. So I keep going with more of the Lucky Clover. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the peacock feathers. You can see how the green, excuse me, move my chair, how the green and the yellow are now kind of, they're there, but they're kind of disappearing a little bit. They're not like the main focus. So don't worry if you're going over them. And always, the thing with distress oxides is if you heat set, you can always go back over. I'm just checking how much I need. I've probably got enough sort of on there. So I'm going to take my yellow, go back over a little bit. So get a little bit of the yellow. And then I'm going to put some of the blue on. And this kind of gives it quite a different feel. You can see probably with the, while they're wet, they're really quite blendable. So if you kind of feel like, oh, like that, I feel like I've gone a bit muddy up there. Rather than seeing the blue, what you're seeing is kind of a muddy, mucky bit. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get my peacock feathers back and just go over that a little bit more. And then that sort of lifts that back out from being too muddy. Okay. I just realised that was sliding nearer and nearer and nearer to me. Okay, so I'm going to put the lids back on these now. And I'm going to give that a little bit of a heat blast purely, otherwise I'm going to just end up with more and more ink on my fingers. Put those in there as well. So the heat gun. Oh, there we go. I'm not wanting to completely dry it. I just want it enough that I'm not just, when I start cutting it in a moment, I'm not just getting ink everywhere else. So you can see I've got quite a different look. I haven't gone as blue as I did with the previous one. That's the thing with when you're making inky backgrounds, you are never, ever going to get the same. I'm just going to move my ink mat out of the way. You're never, ever going to get the same effect twice. You see, I'm much more green than blue on this one. Let's just see, is that going to work? Yeah, that'll be fine because it tones very well in with that. So we are going to just measure this now. I'm just going to cut one edge. Squeak, 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 excuse me. Gonna go down there, and then this is another reason why I've kind of tried to dry it, because I want to turn it over so that I can decide how big I want this. And then turn it around again. And so yeah, so just cut that down to size. And that's going to go that way, or did I put it that way? One of those things. That's why I put this way up on a lot of the things I cut. There we go, it goes up that way. So I'm going to stick this down if I find my glue. Ooh. Okay. Very, very green in comparison, but this, once we get this on, it will tone it back down to that lovely sort of teal colour. Now, rather than try and stick it together off that, I'm going to stick it together on there, and I'm going to use my spray again, because they're two very intricate dies. Just grab my box. Keep it and make sure I've got them right. Or I say the right way up, the wrong way up, because I don't want to put glue on the front. I want to put glue on the back. Just where did I put my spray? There it is. Okay. Okay, that's that sprayed. I'm just gonna put that. Oh, this just popped off. That over there. Ooh, come on. Come on. And remember, it needs about 30 seconds if I can be patient enough to wait those 30 seconds. Let's see if I've got all the other bits that I need. Just going to grab my pearls to decorate with. And yeah, so let's put this one on first, roughly there. Right. Ooh. Now I know what it's because my ink isn't dry. So we could have a slight issue here. Just bear with me. Let's see if I can use my speedball to get that to stick. The ink isn't dry. No. It's going to stick. Right. Rethink. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of my fine glue. It's not that there's anything wrong with the spray adhesive. It's just that because my inky background is still wet, it's just not having... I say it's not like sopping wet. It's damp, and the spray adhesive just doesn't seem to like that. Let's hope that putting this on is going to work. Fingers crossed. I'm not putting a lot on. I'm just putting just enough to hopefully get this on so that you can see how it works. What I am going to do is a little bit of a fail-safe, she says, is I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue gel in the middle, because that stuff will stick to pretty much anything. So even if the rest doesn't stick, hopefully the middle of this will stay put. Right, so there we go. And we'll do the same on this one. We'll just add a little bit of this glue, acrylic glue. Onto the die cut. As I said, it's because my ink is still not completely dry that the spray glue did not want to stick. But we've got around it, so it's no problem. And we'll put a little bit of the 3D in the middle like we did before, just to have a fail-safe there, like so. Okay, now this is where we've got to line this up. Oh, if I can pick it up. Okay, that's that. So one's lined up there, and that one is lined up there. There we go. Right over the top. And that's that done. That's good. So I'm going to slightly offset like this. So let's stick the I'm gonna use the 3D glue just so that I know it's going to stick on this, on there. Not that I want any height. It's not this. I'm not doing this for any height. I'm just doing this because I know this will grab and stick. So I'm just going to use that as a slight drop shadow. Well, it's not really a drop shadow because it's above it, but you know what I mean. And then we'll do our little pearls. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. There is. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Like that. So it is. It will stick. There we go. Right, so there we have our second way of using our peacock die to create very similar but also quite different cards. So we've got a different image. The background has come out differently because I've gone much more with the Lucky Clover than the blueprint sketch, but it's still a very, very pretty.